It's that time of the year again. Everyone, of course, scrambling to fill out their NCAA tournament brackets.
Mm-hmm. And who'd you pick to be in the Final Four?
I picked Michigan State in the final game. I couldn't pick against them this year. They're having a great season.
I know they are. And the Spartans already claimed a #1 seed, but can they win the national championship?
This would be a remarkable year for them to do it. Well, our 8 West photojournalist, sports enthusiast, and of course, huge Spartan fan, Amanda Harper, has come up with 8 tips to make the selection process a little less maddening.
Teams for your NCAA tournament bracket can be frustrating, so I've put together some tips to make March a little less maddening. For those of you who don't consider the first week of the tournament your own personal Christmas, I'm here to give you a look at what a bracket is and how it works. There are 4 regions that make up your bracket. Each region has 16 teams, and all the teams are given seed numbers 1 through 16. There's a winner of every region who makes up the Final Four, and the NCAA national champion comes from one of those Final Four teams. Contrary to Math Wiz's ideas, 1 is actually greater than 16 and 2 is greater than 15. A #1 has never lost to a 16 in the first round, and only 4 times in tournament history has a 15 beaten a 2. So go ahead and advance your #1s and 2s onto the second round. In recent history, a 12 has beaten a 5 every year but twice, so you might want to pay attention to the Temple-Cal game. The cardinal rule to every bracket filling: emotions do not belong in your bracket. As a Michigan State alum, I cannot advance the Spartans to the Final Four every year as much as I'd like to. And I also can't have Michigan, Ohio State, Duke, North Carolina lose just because I don't like them. My 4th tip for filling out your bracket is to remember, when in doubt, rhyme it out. Contrary to college football, the Big East and the Big Ten reign supreme in basketball, while the Pac-10 is not very good. So look for teams from the Big East and the Big Ten to make it out of the first weekend, while I don't think any of the Pac-10 teams will. Tip number 5 for filling out your bracket: 1, 2, and 3 are king. A 1, 2, or 3 seed has won the national championship 24 of the past 27 years, and no team lower than an 8 has ever won. So don't go get crazy and put your number 14 all the way to the Final Four. Always remember that every year, at least one #1 makes the Final Four, but only one time in the history of the tournament has all #1s made the Final Four, so don't go overboard on your #1 selections. If you're having some trouble trying to decide which team should end up in your Final Four, just remember, the Final Four equals 9. Over the past 10 years, the average sum of the seeds of the teams in the Final Four has equaled 9. And last but not least, the most important rule is to just have fun. Every year, there are so many upsets and unpredictabilities that it's almost impossible for anyone to get their bracket entirely right. There are over 9 quintillion ways to fill out a bracket, so no way is right or wrong. If you like a team because you like their uniform over the other one, pick them. My mom once picked a team because she thought their coach had a cute butt, and they happened to go on and upset everyone and win the national championship in 1983. My sister picked all the #1 seeds, and of course, it was the only time that they've all made it to the Final Four. There's no right or wrong when you're filling out a bracket, so just have fun with it and put your favorites through.
Oh, we love it. She's the biggest sports fan, so listen up. She knows what she's talking about.
Absolutely.
She might be small, but she is mighty.
That's right. You have to follow her on Twitter, too, because she's one of the greatest tweeters about all things Michigan State, at Amanda Harper 7, so you have to follow that.
Yes, here we have brackets right here. You did? I have to fill out mine.
I already filled out one. We were, you know, my daughter Jennifer is a huge basketball fan, too, so we were kind of looking at it together last night.
trying to figure it out. I know, it takes a little bit of study, too. Okay?
A lot.
So Spartan fans, of course, Amanda's a Spartan. Spartan.
Yeah.
They've got a great journalism program. That's why. That's why we got Spartans in this building.
Yeah.
Okay, Michigan State, 9:20 on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And, you know, for U of M fans, too, how exciting, and the way it all plays out, the way that they're positioned after the selection, they could actually, if everybody wins, Michigan and Michigan State could end up playing the title game.
And they're at 7 o'clock on Friday. So Michigan State, I do know, is playing Long Island University, Brooklyn. It's going to be great. So, well, now that you have some tips to help you fill out your bracket, we have a challenge that we're asking you to take part of.
That's right. This year, we're doing the 8 West Bracket Challenge. All you have to do is send us an email by Wednesday with bracketology in the subject line. We'll send you an email back with our group name and password. That way you can get signed up. We're both going to do our picks.
Yes, and we're going to follow that last rule of Amanda's. We are going to have fun. Our email is 8west@woodtv.com. Terry and I, we're going to fill out our brackets, and we're going to be competing against all of you. The winner will get an 8 West goodie bag full of prizes, so you're going to want to sign up now and start breaking it down.
I'm forcing Aaron Lafferty, our movie guy, to do this too. I'm going to see if maybe I can
caught up in emotion.
Maybe I can beat you two at something. I can never beat you guys at anything. Okay, for the first game, Michigan and Michigan State, as Rachel just said, Michigan playing Ohio University at 7:20 on TNT. State, of course. I know you're ready for this one, right? Go,
yes.
Go Green.
Long Island University, Brooklyn, 9:20. It's all on TBS, and so check it out. It's just a really fun time.
Yeah.
March tends to be a little up and down. What a great way to get through this month and following some of your favorite teams, or perhaps getting some new teams. I always love that Cinderella story that pops up too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a school that hasn't made it to the NCAA championships, or is a really small school that gets this amazing attention because they have a fantastic team this year.
How about Butler in Indianapolis? Always, you know, the last couple of years. So and plus doing a bracket really makes you get tuned in and excited about it, even if you don't give a rip about basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got March Madness going on. We have St. Patty's Day, and of course, making the perfect corned beef, top of mind. Tomorrow on our show, we're going to be going into the Spartan Store's culinary classroom and showing how it's done for corned beef.
It looks delicious.
We got the drinks covered. We got the food covered tomorrow.
March is also reading month. I'm heading off to Northview Schools to read. Stay West.